Friends, hey, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. Y'all, we are headed oot and a boot on an adventure today. Let me tell you what we got going on. It is a lovely day here in the Northland. We have been getting hammered with snow and it has let up. It is beautiful, it's sunny, it's cold. But I thought we'd get oot and a boot and see what kind of trouble we could get into, so we are going thrifting. Y'all, I want to head down. You've been thrift book hauling with me before, but we've never made it down to the big Goodwill store in town, so that's where we're going. We're going to start off at the big store and then work our way back up and see what kind of books we can find. And here's what I'm thinking. Let's set a goal for ourselves of finding a dirty dozen good books. Now I know y'all are like, what kind of goal is that? That's like buying all the books. It's really not buying all the books. So last time we went out, we bought books that we were going to read right then. And we did that. Well, we read, I think 3 or 4 of them right then. 3 of them? I don't know. Anyway. And the time before, I just said I was going to focus on buying books that I would actually read, not just like randomly buy books because they looked like fun or they had pretty covers. Remember that? Or they were a good deal or something, because y'all, everything's a good deal at the thrift store. So in that haul, we ended up with like 30 books. So today I am going to try to limit myself to a dozen good books. And I know that sounds silly, like how is that not hard? But y'all, that's like a super specific number. So what if we start off and we get like 15 good books at the first store, then 1, we're done. How's that fun? And 2, it's 15. That's not 12. So I don't know. I don't know how this is going to go. We might end up with 47 books and just fail at our goal altogether. We might end up with 3 books. You never know. You just never know. So let's not overthink this. Let's just head down to our first stop, see what we find there, then plan accordingly. So that was slightly dicey. I forgot how sketchy the drive down here was with the construction and all the snow. Anyway, we made it. Now I'm going to spend some time and unwind and just browse among the goods at the Goodwill. So I will let y'all know what I find and see if we're done here or if we need to go on and peruse some other Goodwills on our way home to hit our dirty dozen books for the day. Y'all, I lost my mind a little bit at the Goodwill. I was afraid that might happen. I knew it was a possibility, but it's all right. We're all good. We did not hit our dirty dozen at the Goodwill, so we need to continue on this quest. So we're headed back to town. Well, I guess we're in town. We're headed back to our side of town. We're headed back down the hill, up the hill. I don't know where we're going. We're headed back this way, though, back through this dodgy construction. And we're going to hit the Savers. Depending on what happens there, I don't want to show you what we got at the Goodwill, because depending on what happens at the Savers, we might have to exercise a technicality, maybe regroup, carry a 1. That's just gonna, how we do our math is going to be determined by how we make out at the Savers and then possibly at the other Goodwill store. So we got to hit Savers, maybe another Goodwill store, depending on how things go at Savers. And we might end up doing some, let me just put it this way. We might end up doing some Common Core math to get everything to budget, to get our checkbook to balance. That's what I'm going to say. So let's head to the Savers, see what happens there. And then, oh, we got some other things I lost my mind at the Goodwill. That's all I'm going to say. Let's head to Savers, see what happens there. We'll regroup afterwards and decide what we need to do to finish up our plan. y'all, I forgot what a horror show of crazy this parking lot is on a normal day, and especially when we have something like this going on. Yeah, that's like 8 feet of snow. Once again, I'm going to calm my nerves by wandering about the thrift store. I'll check back in when I'm done. All right, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and confess and admit that things got a little out of hand at the Savers. But let me tell you this. It's all about the math. The math doesn't work because one place is buy 3, get 1 free. One place is buy 4, get 1 free. 4x plus 5x does not equal 12. So, things are a little sketchy. The math is a little out of bounds. So let's go home, sort through some things, see what we got. Let me show you the bonus buys that we got on account of, thrifting. And y'all can tell me what you think about the books that I got. Tell me if you know anything about some of them, all of us know some stuff about. But tell me if you know anything about the ones, I'm trying to keep y'all from flying all over the car. If you know anything about the ones that I don't know a whole lot about, and see if I actually made any scores. All right, I'll see y'all at the house. All right, y'all, we made it home, and remember I told you I lost my mind at the Goodwill. That has been established, so don't judge me. I want to go ahead and show you the wares and things that I got because they're going to get washed and end up sort of blending into the flotsam and jetsam of the house, and I'm going to forget what I got when I go to show you. So let me show it to you now before the tags come off and it all gets washed and stuff. And then I'm going to get my books settled and organized, and I'm going to come back a little later and we're going to talk about books, okay? So in no particular order, I got these lovely, fabulous, honest to goodness Corelware dishes. Can y'all see that? Corelware. I know I say that like it's, I don't know, good china or something. So I got those purely out of randomness. I got this funky plate because I want a funky plate to eat my breakfast off of. I don't know why, but every morning I grab a paper towel and I make my breakfast on that instead of using a plate. Y'all, we have plates. We have plates galore. But for some reason I never use a plate for breakfast in the morning and I waste paper towels. So I said, I'm going to get me a special breakfast plate and I'll use that for my breakfast. So, all right. Now let me show you the clothes that I got. Y'all hang on a second. I got this new fancy wool scarf. Look, it's all nice and thick and wool. $3. $3. All right. Got that. Cute flannel shirt. Cute flannel shirt. Big old flannel shirt. Weird lined sweater jacket thing. This I'm very excited about. And finally, a cute little quarter zip pullover. Oh, and I got some jeans. I just got some boy jeans. I don't know if these are going to fit. Hang on. They fit-ish, I think. Can y'all? I don't know if y'all can even see those. This is not my best plan. And don't look at my messy kitchen. I just wanted some like boyfriend jeans that were actually like boys jeans, not like boyfriend cut girls jeans. But anyway, so that's the wares and whatnot that I got. So let me get these off my body because, well, nothing's really touching me. I have on my actual clothes in between the thrift clothes and my body. But let me get these off and get them in the hottest water I can possibly wash anything in. Let me get my books situated and then I'll come back and we'll talk about the books, all right? All right, y'all, I have washed the new dishes and put them away. The new clothes are in the laundry. I have painted my nails, done some lesson planning. In other words, I have stalled as much as I can stall. Now it is time to pay the piper and count the books that we got and see how we did on our dirty dozen. Remember, the goal was to get 12 books. Only 12 books, exactly 12 books. So let's see how we did. We got Water for Elephants, which y'all, we might or might not read this book together. And if we don't, it's only because in my brain, Water for Elephants and Like Water for Chocolate are coming together to make this Like Water for Elephants. And I don't know if I read this with y'all, if I'm going to be able to not call it Like Water for Elephants every single time I mention it. But y'all remember this book. It's been around forever. It's, I don't know, 15 years old. It's about something about a kid. Somebody read it while sorting gravel or something. There are rocks in this. I need to not pull that out on my carpet. It's about something about an orphan kid or a foster kid or something that ends up joining the circus or going, something about a circus, something about a displaced kid in a circus. That's what we know about Water for Elephants. So, book number 1. Refugee, I think, is a more recent release. This is about 3 kids who are refugees at different periods in time. One is maybe a Jewish refugee from during the Nazi time. One's a Cuban refugee and one is Syrian maybe. Okay, I don't actually know what it is about, but I do know that it's about the struggles of these 3 kids at different times and the dangers that they face and how they're so very different, but they're so similar. And the thing that ties them all together is hope, right? That they all have hope for what it is that the refuge that they're trying to find. Y'all, that was totally from not even having read a single word of the book. The last thing you told me, I think, is the main character is a wife whose husband has died or been killed or been murdered or something. And it's about the last thing that he told her, which is something about protecting his kid, who of course hates her because she's the stepmom and that's the trope. So this is one of those that's been like weaving in and out of my TBRs. Like I've been wanting to read it, but for some reason it just hasn't actually made it onto a list yet. And I found it at the Savers. So I went ahead and pulled off the sticker. I don't know why, but found it at the Savers, so I went ahead and got it. My next book is Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. This book came up on my reading list when my book club read Where'd You Go, Bernadette? And for some reason, I had kind of a list of women kind of losing their marbles books. And we ended up reading Where'd You Go, Bernadette, which honestly I loved. Half my book club made it like halfway into the book and they bailed because it was just that kind of like quirky, like you either loved it or you hated it, and we were half and half. I loved it. But I think Eleanor Oliphant is kind of one of those too, like she has kind of the normal mundane life and then something happens and everything goes kind of akimbo in her life. So that's what I know about this, which is exceptionally little, but I've been wanting to read it, so I went ahead and grabbed it. And look, I need to fix that because that's not okay. So those are I grabbed them because I kind of knew, okay, I guess I was kind of able to at least fake a little bit of knowing something about the books. Then I got some books because I knew the authors. Janet Ivanovich, One for the Money. This is the first Stephanie Plum book, and y'all, it's Janet Ivanovich, so it's going to be a quirky, funny, screwball, police detective comedy book. Christina Lauren, y'all remember we read In a Holidays over Christmas, and I kind of detested it because it seemed to me like it was 2 books kind of mushed together in one. Well, people love Christina Lauren. Christina Lauren is Christina and Lauren. It's 2 people that write as one. So I wanted to give Christina Lauren another chance, and I don't know if I should refer to them as her, like Christina Lauren as though it's a person, or Christina Lauren as them. So I just call it by its name, Christina Lauren. And I wanted to give Christina Lauren another chance. I had been intending to, and this book came up at the Savers, so I said, you know what, for $3.99, let's just do it. So I'm going to read it and see what I think about it. I enjoyed sort of both of the storylines in A Holidays, but I just kind of felt like it was fragmented. And I wonder if Christina Lauren's writing is just like that, or if that was just a fluke, or if I just didn't like it. So I'm going to give this book a try and see what we think. Mary Kay Andrews, Ladies' Night. I know absolutely nothing about it other than it's Mary Kay Andrews, and I love her. And that's all that I need to know. Who Do You Love by Jennifer Weiner. Jennifer Weiner? I think it's Weiner, because why would you go by Weiner? Anyway. I read In Her Shoes by her and Good in Bed. And I really liked them, but y'all, that was like 20 years ago. So the me that I was 20 years ago really enjoyed her writing. I saw this one, grabbed it, see what we think about her nowadays. The Lost World, Michael Crichton. What is there to say about the Jurassic Park books other than it's a lovely hardcover? I don't know what the actual, look at this. Love that. I don't know what the actual book looks like. Sometimes, ooh, that's pretty. I know that y'all know this, but like sometimes hardcover books, like the book itself is really pretty. Carl Hyacin, Lucky You. Y'all, he is hysterical. I've read a few of his books. They're generally set in Florida and crazy antics. Now I feel compelled to look at the actual books underneath all of these covers. I'm going to stop doing that because that's going to get annoying. I know nothing about this book other than that Carl Hyacin wrote it, and so I'm going to give it a shot. Same with this Ellen Hildebrand book. Y'all remember we read, I don't remember what it was called, but the book about the woman who had like the, sort of dream life in Chicago. I mean, if you can have a dream life in Chicago. She had sort of a dream life in Chicago. She had a successful husband who had a really good job, worked all the time. He was always traveling. Well, he ended up dying suddenly on a business trip. We'll come to find out that he had this mystery life with another family, and that's all I'm going to say about that. But I really enjoyed that book. Wish I could remember the name of it. But I liked her writing. I liked her character development. It was definitely a beach read, but it was an interesting beach read. So I grabbed this, Summer of 69. Summer of 69, that's, y'all, I'm vintage Summer of 69. So grabbed this, thought it might be interesting. See what we think. And we got Pretty Little Life, which I really know nothing about. I think maybe it's about a murder, another dead husband. Y'all, the intern has nothing to worry about. I don't know why I keep getting these dead husband books. But, ooh, we got this. But yeah, I think it's something about a dead husband, but I don't know. I just thought it looked intriguing. So I grabbed it. So let's count. How many books do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Y'all, there's our dirty dozen. But we actually got a baker's dozen. Because looky over here. I'm counting this as one because at the Goodwill, I found the Harry Potter books. Now, I just dropped them. I'm going to set these down because they're very heavy. But how you going to resist the whole Harry Potter series in hardcover? And y'all, it's Harry Potter. So I'm counting that as one because it's Harry Potter. And he's just one. So I'm counting that as book number 13. So I did not get a dirty dozen. I got a baker's dozen. I got 13 books. And my mama is looking for the Harry Potter books in hardcover. So I'm going to share those with her. So we're counting that too. So y'all, that's my dirty dozen books and thrift store haul. Y'all, thank you so much for coming to my channel. If you haven't already done so, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I upload new food and fitness videos on Monday with some book videos sprinkled in between. See you on the next one.